Director General of the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, the NIA, and we have with us the guest in the studio. Okay.
Oh yes, we have here in the studio a social commentator by the name Sola Omolayo. Good morning, sir. Welcome to Galaxy
Good
today.
morning, ma. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Nigerians.
Yeah, thank you, Sola. Okay, let us look at the fight holistically, although we're going to be mentioning a whole lot of case studies right now. But what is hot in the news this morning is the sack. I'm sure every Nigerian is aware of what happened yesterday. Most people are saying that it took the presidency or the president too long, about 6 months, to sack the suspended SGF. You know, why wait that long?
Yeah, I think it's a practice of the president or the presidency to holistically see into whatever action is going to take and to check the benefit that is therein. I don't think there's any big deal about when it was done. We are used to it. And none should be surprised about this latest one.
Okay, but it looks like the PDP has another opinion to this, feeling like the way the presidency handled this is quite different.
The PDP is just a megaphone that is just talking. And they're talking at this point in time. Holds no water in this dispensation that we find ourselves. Yeah, people want to feel that they should be standing as a strong opposition. You know too well, they've lost their grip for some years now, and they're trying to robust themselves back into the political system, not to talk of getting into the mind of the people, where people will really begin to see them as a true democratic opposition party that could fight a system. So everybody's just talking, and I believe the only opposition that we have for now is the Nigerian people and Nigerians in general.
Okay, but in all of this, Nigerians are saying that there is more to this than meets the eye, because right now, Mohammed Junaid was in the news this morning from Kano. He was saying that even the new appointment is actually a bit of favoritism, because he's alleging that the new boss, the new SGF rather, is a first cousin to the sacked Babachir Lawal.
There's nothing new. We are running a system that is celebrated by us. And if anybody is crying foul at this point in time, I think it's just too late. Because we saw all of these things being displayed in time past. You know, I just see it as a show that we have to engage ourselves with and enjoy until we enter into the full-blown of political activism in 2018 that will now lead us to 2019. And people forget the fact that I keep telling Nigerians, when you are sleeping, these guys are working. We are talking about icing of a cake that they themselves are already prepared. They're just, but by 2019, where you think you're doing your calculative nomination of your own interests of politicking, they will have long gone. That's just all what you're seeing now. That's what you're seeing now. I don't see any big show here.
Okay, but according to Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose, he also believes that Lawal's sack was an afterthought.
Fayose must talk because he has an ambition. He has his own self-pride to make himself relevant as a, quote, #1 self-known to be an antagonist of this same government. So the media will always come around him. And once the microphone is tweaked to his face or the camera comes on him, he must have something to say.
Okay, he further said something about the report on the whatever investigations that went down should be made public.
That's talking.
Okay.
Everybody is talking. And if it's not, what next?
But what's your own opinion about
My
this?
opinion? I have no opinion now, because the government in power doesn't hold me any responsibility at whatever decision he's taken, because we already see some of these things coming, and we told Nigerians at that point in time, but they never listen. You know, you have your choice now. So you can only begin to polish this shoe that you're wearing to be better off in your coming dispensation come 2018, 2019. You guys are making mistake when you say 2019. 2019 is just an endorsement period. Your election comes up within February and March. Come on, why are you still sleeping? The election starts in a couple of months. The campaign is going to start. They have started their own campaign. When Nigerians ought to begin to wake up and begin to analyze the wrongs of almost 2-3 years ago, and we ought to be correcting ourselves of that past mistake, call it corruption, call it favoritism, call it any name. This is when we Nigerians need to begin to search. We've gone asleep now, waiting for 2019 of endorsement. Come on, guys, you're too late. Because they are going to start their campaign. Full-blown campaign is going to start around, call it around September, October. And that is when you think the election is going to come up in 2019? How about?
But is just the sack enough? Because what we have there is not just something small. It's
we never appointed. Excuse me. We never appointed this guy. Were you informed when he was nominated? They just brought him on board.
What about prosecution after?
Who is going to prosecute who?
So he should be left alone.
Are you asking me a question? Is there any guide to his appointment? Who brought him in? Is it not the president on his own volition? And I can be too sure the party were not too happy with some of the nomination there.
Yes.
Okay? And you allowed him because you trust him. Guys, if you know you trusted this guy so well in the beginning, why are you questioning him now? Why? We all call him the Messiah of our world. And he's doing his best in his own messianic way of correcting issue. Okay? He felt these guys are good. Come in. Okay, you say you don't really like him and he studied for, okay, because of political arrangement. Okay, you can go, soft landing. Issa Sage, the lawyer.
Yes, Professor Issa Sage.
Professor Issa Sage. Have you gone through his clips in one of the media? He said his case you can't deal him, you can't judge him, because he's working for somebody. And that's the truth.
Okay, but in all of this, now what does it really tell in the overall fight against corruption? Since there's no prosecution right now, how would deterrence come in for other people who might really want to get into?
When you go around paper, everybody is like confused, right? Because the way you are putting the question, you don't know where to place it. They are fighting corruption. Aren't they fighting corruption? You criticize somebody that, okay, and
Babachir Lawal.
Babachir, you don't like him, that his antecedent is not clearer to the populace, and you don't really want him. And they felt, okay, you don't really like him. You know, I just came back, let me study the report. Do you know how many volume of reports he's going to read by this alone? 6 books, 10 books, and it's going to take time for him to read and study. And call people and ask them questions. It takes time to analyze all of these things. And I felt, okay, by the opinion of the people and with this report, young man, you have to go. But I don't see you do any wrong. Okay? You know, in those days when Nigerian participate in any tournament, and if you watch our match, the Super Eagle there's always a pond in that Super Eagle. Sunday Olise. Somebody else will foul, but that guy will be giving yellow card. I can't understand that theory at that time. You will see him find himself at that place where they will give him yellow card, and the next thing you will see Sunday do is to open his hand and say, but the referee has taken his decision. So at this point, the only person that had a genuine say is the president of this country.
But the president is saying that investigations will continue.
Yes, after he has left. So every other document, what are they going to present? What is he going to present to EFCC? Babachir will tell him, all these questions you're asking me, I don't know. All the documents are with the president. So if you want to find out anything, go in there. And how do you want to do that? You're looking at me?
Well,
all right.
How do you want to do that? It should be on suspension. That's what I think. That should be on suspension. Why the investigation? But at the time it was in suspension, there's no the instruction was not given to be interrogated or investigated. So the status quo was maintained. The agency stays in their office.
Report has it that while he was in suspension, a panel was set up.
Which panel? By EFCC or by ICPC?
No, being led by the vice president.
By the presidency, where you are accusing him from. They agreed by our own investigation because of the noise of Nigerians. But from this document, you have not embezzled any money. It's just misplacement of fund. The money is not in his account. You gave him job to do. He cut grass. What else do you want? And he spent the money on cutting grass.
For 200 million naira.
Is that any big deal? Don't you have shoe of 40 million naira? Just like you have a shoe of 3,000? Why are you so bothered about this guy? You don't like him, right? Is that why you're so happy that he's now sacked?
Okay, so in your opinion, do you think there's is a political thing? If you think the present situation is not just, but it has to do with some kind of political pressure?
I don't know. I don't know if Babachir is one of the politicians.
Okay.
I can't see him at any campaign ground at any time. So I wouldn't know. Maybe he's the enemy that is working against him. You know, in Africa, we have enemies of progress. The witches and the wizards that just come after you. You don't know what to do. They are just after you. You okay? Because I believe if Babachir has been in the good book of the political class that are part of those who brings him in there, he may not have gotten into this mess. Because it's obvious that we have mentioned names in the past now. And you just have mentioned names. What happened to them? What happened to those things you mentioned in the past that are still in government? Either minister or non-minister. Did anything happen? Nothing. Babachir, it's a pity. You are no friend in the system.
All right, it's still Galaxy today, and we're looking at the ongoing fight against corruption in the wake of the sack of the former secretary to the government of the Federation.